All right, what is going on YouTube? So welcome back to another recap video. You guys have been loving these recap videos, and in today's video, we are going to be discussing the risky overnight short that I ended up taking, and I alerted it to the group, as you guys can see here. I alerted it to the group, and it was about a 120 point trade from where I got in to where I got out here at 10 in the morning when it opened lower to sweep the 8 a.m. lows low. I told everybody, you know, I'm aiming for the 1 hour fair value gap in the equilibrium of the previous daily range, and that ended up happening in the early morning hours of like 8:36. I'm in Central Standard Time, so that's why it says 7:36. But yeah, banging fucking day today, 120 points. A lot of the members ended up catching that short with me and ended up telling that short with me. Really, really nice. We'll go ahead and recap the price action for today. There was also a long setup here that I alerted to the Discord, and then you know, at the end of the day, it actually ended up hitting the equilibrium of the previous daily range here at the 4 o'clock candle when it opened lower to turtle soup this low here. But banging fucking day, amazing day. Everybody in the group ate. So let's go ahead and start the recap with the Discord so that way I can get the recap out of the way with them as well. And then I will be posting this to YouTube as well. If you guys want to try out top floor trading for completely free for 5 days, no strings attached, you guys can join through the free trial link down below in the description. And honestly, I would take advantage of it before prices go up for the next year because it is moving towards a more mentorship style group. So it is going to be harder to get in. It's going to be more expensive to get in. And it's going to be a one-time payment to get in. So if you guys want to be grandfathered into a lower monthly subscription, you guys can join through the free trial link. If you guys don't like the group, you guys can cancel risk-free. You guys are not going to pay anything. You guys can come try us out for 5 days. That is how confident I am that you guys will like our Discord. I feel like I have one of the best Discords out there for trading futures. So again, if you guys want to try us out, 5 days completely free. The link will be down in the description below. So with that being said, let's move on to the Discord and let's do the recap with the group. All right, cool. Welcome into the recap, guys. We'll give everybody like a minute or two here to join up. But banger fucking day. So anybody who took trades today, go ahead and react to that message right here in the Discord chat. Green is green, white is no trades or break even, and then red is obviously red. So anybody who's red, send in your trades. We'll go ahead and review them on stream here. And I think tomorrow is going to be a banger day, guys. Honestly, I think we might have to trade live tomorrow because the way we're closing right now, this daily candle, is all I needed to see. The way we're closing right now is pretty much telling me that ES is most likely going for a new low of week. And we might be coming down to that 60.36 and possibly even these relative equal lows down here at 60.18. So might be a massive sell expansion day tomorrow. So it might be a classic sell day tomorrow. I'm expecting a London reversal, a New York continuation. They might even take out that CPI low tomorrow. But yeah, I'm expecting a new low of week just based off how we're closing right now. So going to be pretty nice. All right, so we're going to go ahead and recap, starting with the overnight trade that I ended up signaling to you guys last night. And that short ended up playing out very, very nice for a little over 100 points. I think it was about like 120-ish points. So very nice. And you can see the closing just pushing way lower here the last hour. We just ended up dumping hella hard. So, all right, the reason for this short here at 1 in the morning Eastern Standard Time was because we had a very massive day yesterday. We had literally, what is this, over a 400-point range taking out the all-time high. Now, if you guys watched the weekly outlook that I posted in the Discord, in the Outlooks channel, and in the Telegram channel, you guys know the thought process that I had with the bearish narrative that I had coming into today. So the thought process that I had yesterday during the Asia session was basically on the 4-hour chart. We had a turtle soup of the previous 4-hour candle, which was the 10 a.m. Candle here on Wednesday. We ended up opening higher at 2, sweeping that previous candle's high, going lower. And then the first TP for that one short was right here, which was a 4-hour CRT. So this 4-hour parent candle, which is used for that range, we ended up sweeping that here at 6 a.m., tapping into this 4-hour fair value gap here. But the main thing also was on the 1-hour chart over here. If you come to the ES chart, we have a 1-hour BPR. And like I always tell you guys and how I teach you guys with fair value gaps that sweep the highs, like this one right here, this one's supposed to be respected to continue higher if we wanted to go higher. And obviously yesterday at close, we ended up disrespecting that and then forming a bearish 1 hour fair value gap here. So we ended up disrespecting this 1 hour bullish fair value gap that sent price up to sweep this internal buy side here, tapping into that 1 hour BPR. Plus we had a bearish SMT here at all-time highs again. So that is the characteristics of an a weekly high. So with that being said, and with all that stuff that I just explained, I am expecting this 1 hour fair value gap here to be respected during the London session. I wouldn't have cared if we swept the 1 a.m. high because we did form the daily high here at 1 in the morning. But the reason why I like this right here at 1 in the morning and why I necessarily didn't need it to be 2 to 5 was because if we go to the 5-minute chart, you'll see that we ended up getting an immediate open high. All right, and then we got a 5-minute change in the state of delivery. So we closed below the opening price of this first up close candle in the series of up close candles that sweep liquidity or tap into a higher time frame POI. So that was the framework that I seen here on the 5-minute chart, and I was like, you know what? I'm perfectly fine if London wants to turtle soup this 1 a.m. high if it stays intact. That would have been fine. Like if 3 in the morning would have opened higher and souped that, and then SMT'd with ES over here, that would have been perfectly fine because we did have also an SMT occurring in the 1 hour fair value gap here. So we had an SMT there. 1 a.m. open high immediately to sweep the liquidity and tap into that 1 hour fair value gap. And then we ended up changing delivery right here. So I like this. As long as this high did not get swept, this change in delivery was valid. And even if it did get swept, I would have been perfectly fine because the stop loss was all the way up here above the 1 hour candles, high right here that formed that fair value gap. So with all that being said, with all that framework and everything I just explained with the CRT and the 4 hour and all that stuff, that was pretty much the narrative and the framework that I had going into today. I was expecting a retracement into the previous daily range because usually on big days like this, when we have massive days like that, taking out a weekly objective in a single day based off like a news factor like CPI did, we will usually retrace to at least equilibrium of the previous day range. And we got very, very close to it right here. So that was another expectation. Again, you start getting familiar with this type of price action when you get a lot of experience and screen time. This doesn't just come from like random guessing or whatever. This is actual like experience from me sitting at these fucking charts all day, every single day for years. All right. You guys will get the same experience if you guys just not give up on this shit. So yeah, that was pretty much the narrative going into the day. And then 9 a.m. opened lower. It was 8 a.m. or 10 a.m. 10 a.m. and ended up opening lower into that weekly opening price here. So if I go to the 15-minute chart, we ended up TPing here at the 10 a.m. open. So if I go to the 5-minute, actually, you'll see that here, this low right here, this 830 range and 835 5-minute range was the one we were in during the 9:30 opening. So 9:30 opened right here. We were just consolidating until 10 a.m. hit, and this was between the 950 1010 macro. So you can see the 1010 macro ended up making the current low of day until we swept it over here. But it ended up making the current low of day, and this was pretty much the range low. Closed back within this range. So you see the bodies are respecting the low of that range there. And we are also in a 1 hour fair value gap. And at the same time, around this area here, we had ES tapping into its daily equilibrium of the previous daily range. So necessarily, like, this doesn't mean that NQ has to tap its daily equilibrium of the previous day range. It doesn't have to tap the equilibrium as long as ES does it. When one asset takes a higher low, the other asset doesn't necessarily need to right away. One asset can just tap into equilibrium, the other one doesn't need to, like, right at that moment. We're in this big 1 hour fair value gap. We're still in a premium of the previous daily range, which is perfectly fine. So on the 5-minute, we're looking for a change in state of delivery here. But at the same time, since we were already in these overnight shorts, this is where we started TPing. This is where I told everybody, hey, I might just TP here. This looks like a 5-minute CRT, which it was. And then we started pushing up here at 10:15. 10:15 opened lower. Then we ended up closing higher over here on the 5-minute candle. And then we ended up getting a 5-minute change in the state of delivery here. Once this candle closed a body above the opening price of this down close candle here, we ended up getting a breaker, a fair value gap, a change in the state of delivery. And on the 15-minute as well, since we're in a 4-hour fair value gap over here, we ended up getting a 15-minute change in delivery at the 9:30 opening price. So you can see it double tapped it twice before taking that 8:30 news high right there. So as soon as we took that 8:30 news high, we ended up retracing lower. And this is where I told you guys this is most likely one of the situations that may happen was, okay, once NQ takes out this high, we could possibly continue higher to take out these buy side levels over here, or we can retrace, tap the CISD, and make another high or continue higher from there. And that's exactly what we did here. We came back, we tapped it, we hit the 5-minute fair value gap here at the 12 p.m. open low. So very important. That's a key time. We turtle soup that. We open lower here at 12 p.m., hitting the 5-minute fair value gap in discount of this little displacement range of the morning. And then we ended up making a new high right here, and that caused another bearish SMT with ES. All right, another main bias too about these longs here in the morning were these ES equal highs, the perfect equal highs that it had right here at 1 a.m. So that also caused a big bearish SMT with NQ. So a lot of bearish signatures in price today. We kept rejecting highs and breaking lows. So what does that mean, guys? Those of you that have been in here, when we reject highs and break lows, what order flow is that? What order flow is that? Bearish order flow, right? Correct. So when we reject highs and we're breaking lows, like we do here, right? This was 1 p.m. open higher. We made another high here. 125 rejects that high. We break the low. So right here, this was the start of the downtrend here. So you see how we were very eager to move higher, especially in this price leg right here. And I know I mentioned this to you guys before I hopped off. I told you guys I didn't really like this little slow grind up to this high. And right when we swept it, I mean, we started retracing back down. Same story here, right? When we got up here, we were just consolidating up here. So when we sweep this high, this 1 p.m. high right here, when it opened higher, we ended up pushing higher again to sweep it one more time. Now, a lot of people were probably trying to take it up to here, to this buy side right here. But the thing is that we ended up rejecting the high and then we ended up getting a change in delivery on the 1 minute. So if I go to the 1 minute here, you'll see we have a little range here on the 1 minute, right? We ended up sweeping it right here and then displacing way lower. So this big displacement here on the 1 minute is a telltale sign that we're probably changing order flow. And then on the 5 minute, if you just keep it simple here on the 5 minute, you see how we reject this high here and then we close below the previous candle's low and we keep doing that. You see how we keep doing that? We reject that high. We hit the bearish fair value gap there on the 5 minute. At the same time, we're changing order flow or changing delivery here on the 5 minute. You guys see that? And then, I mean, if we just keep doing it, right? Reject high, close below the low, right? Reject high right here, reject high, close below the low, close below the low, close below the low, right? Respect the bearish PD arrays, right? We have a 5 minute bearish fair value gap right here, right? Boom, never close the body above. And what are we doing at the same time that we're in this fair value gap? We're rejecting highs, right? And then we end up sliding lower, closing a body below these lows. What are we doing up here, guys? Rejecting highs, rejecting highs, rejecting highs, close below. And then it delivers down into the new low of day, right? So, oh, damn, what's going on here? We got Costco earnings at 4:15. So that's what that is. So I want to talk about what I think may happen tomorrow. Actually, I want to see who's red here. Nobody's red today. Damn. Okay. So we have 7 people or 6 people. We have 6 people that didn't take a trade or ended up break even. Green, we have 16 people. I'm sure there's a lot more because we have over 100 some people in the lives, but a lot of people don't come to these recaps for whatever reason. They just want a signal bot, but we have pretty much the entire chat in here that was green today. So good fucking stuff, guys. If you guys want your trades reviewed, just go ahead and send them into the in the chat here and we can review them if you guys want. If you guys have any questions about your trades or anything like that, go ahead and send them in. But this trade, the overnight trade, that was the only trade I ended up taking today. And I mean, that was over like a fucking 100 some point trade. That was 100 where I got out fully. That was like 120 points. So solid ass day, guys. Solid, super solid day. And especially if you guys got in long right here, because I know a lot of you guys did get in long right here. This was about a 60-point trade or a 55-point trade for a lot of you guys. Remember, I wanted to get in long right here on the CISD as well, but it never tapped the 5 minute. It just tapped the 15 minute and ran. You did get another opportunity here at 12 to get long again for a new high. I'm not sure how many people took that, but yeah. All right, AGXM is asking how many points was that stop loss. So the stop loss was, wait, where did I get in? I got in at 21. Fuck is that? Hold on, let me check my channel here. I got in at, my entry price was 76250. So 76250, 76250 up to the stop loss that I had overnight. About a 30-point stop, give or take. Yeah, like 30-point stop. Not bad. On 2 contracts, this was about $1,300, $1,250 to $1,300. So it wasn't too bad of a stop, especially for a trade of this like magnitude. Because I was kind of expecting this to go way lower today, I'm not going to lie. But since we had a pretty big range day yesterday, you can always almost expect consolidation or some sort of like rangy day the following day when we have like a really big expansion day like this. This is the same logic for like an overnight, like big expansion overnight. When you have a big expansion overnight, let's say like in London session or even Asia session, right? The New York morning session is going to be just like this, right? All of this stuff is like fractal. That's the most interesting part about all of this is like all of this shit is fractal. Like this same logic here. Like let's just say that, let's ignore the fact that this is on the 1 hour chart. And let's just say that this was like on a, let's say it was on a 5-minute chart or like a 15-minute chart. And this was the London, like this was the London session here. This was the Asia session. And then this is the New York AM session. It's the same logic. Same logic can be applied to something like that. But when you have a big expansion day like this, taking out a weekly objective, like all-time high in this example, you can expect the next day to be some sort of retracement into that daily range or some sort of just range day consolidation type of day. And that's exactly what happened today. Let me turn that back on. Got stop break even long into data highs. Man, I'm so fucking proud of everybody in here, dude. Like everybody's just been killing it, dude. Like everybody, absolutely or most people in here have been absolutely ripping stuff. Like I'm so fucking proud of everybody, man. You guys have no idea. Like you guys make me super happy. You guys are fucking killing it, man. Everybody's showing up to these recaps. Most people are showing up to these recaps, and yeah, you guys are just making me super proud. So what I think is going to happen tomorrow, I just want to go over that quickly, and then I'll let you guys go. I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time on these recaps. You guys know me. I don't like fucking extending the recaps too much because you don't necessarily need to do that. But I think tomorrow is going to be just like judging on how ES closed here or how it's closing right now. I think tomorrow's going to be a sell-off day, dude. At least for ES. I'm not too sure about NQ. We did hit equilibrium. Jeez, I can't even fucking talk right now, man. I'm talking too fast. But we hit equilibrium here at 4. So we ended up hitting that TP, that final TP that we wanted. But we did, and we are turtle souping this low right here, this 10 a.m. low right here. So just have to wait and see what happens tomorrow. We don't have any news tomorrow, but I think we're going to sell off on the ES. I think ES can get down to at least the CPI data low and then potentially a new low of week on ES. Again, I'm not sure where NQ is going to end up here. If that does end up happening, we'll probably make a bullish SMT. We'll probably make a bullish SMT like this and then just end up capping the weekly range on NQ and then ES making a new low of week. That's what I think happens tomorrow. I think ES is in favor, or at least a new weekly low is in the cards for ES. I'm not too sure about NQ. I could definitely see NQ like jumping up here, taking out the previous daily high or something like that, and then SMTing with ES and then dropping lower. So I think tomorrow is going to be some sort of sell day or a deeper retracement into the Wednesday range. So that's what I think, and that's what I think is going to happen tomorrow. That's my prediction for tomorrow. Watch this 1 hour fair value gap right here on ES, right here. This one right here. Unless another one forms down here. But watch this one right here. Because if we can start putting our fib from this high, which is the previous daily high, which is going to be the previous daily high, to the low, you can see where that fair value gap lines up. So this fair value gap is going to be in a premium. We have an order block here. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens tomorrow. But I think we do start selling off tomorrow on the ES chart. And then that's going to drag NQ down with it. Yeah, there you go, AGXM. He's writing down the potentials. Good stuff. Yeah, but tomorrow is a no news Friday. Could be just a day where it caps the weekly range. It could be just another range day, because on average every single week has about 2 to 3 expansion days. We had one on Monday, we had one on Tuesday, and we had one on Wednesday. So we already had 3 expansion days this week, targeting like both sides of a range. So we've swept out a lot of sell side. We've swept out all-time high again. So we've had 3 range days in the beginning of the week. That's why this week has been pretty crazy, and that's why a lot of people, a lot of you guys banked on Monday. We banked on Tuesday, Wednesday no trade because this ended up taking off too fast. Thursday banked. So even on a range day, we ended up banking. But yeah, that's why this week's been pretty fluent in terms of movement. The first 3 days were expansion days, and today was a range day. So tomorrow, in fact, could be another range day. That could be another possibility too. I just want you guys to be careful. There is no news, and just keep your size lower on a Friday, especially on a Friday. You guys do not want to lose on a Friday and lose all your profits of the week, because that is the most discouraging thing ever. I promise you guys. But don't marry a bearish bias just because I think is going to happen. All right. I most likely may not be trading tomorrow, but if it looks decent coming into the morning, I will jump on live and we'll trade together. But anyways, all right, guys, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. If we don't live trade tomorrow, then we'll just live trade next week. And next week is going to be the last full week for December. So let's fucking end it off on a bang, guys. So yeah, catch you guys later. Peace out. Have a good rest of your guys' day, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.